What's going on, everyone? My name is JX, and welcome back to the channel. I know I am, quite frankly, 2 months behind on the story, but it's been busy. It's been busy for me with school, with my internship, but I'm finally back for April's event, and because I've watched Across the Spider-Verse, dare I say there is a connection? I'll explain it in a little bit, and I won't go into too much spoilers, but just a little plot line, which kind of it all connects, which is really cool, and I'm very excited to talk about it. Obviously, for April's event, it was the introduction of Sandman, one of the most wanted characters in the contest for years, and Shocker, who I didn't predict, but I was pretty happy because he's just a really cool character. Anyways, we're gonna jump right in. All right, with a brilliant flash of light, two villains have found their way to some of the few remaining city streets left in the battle realm. Herman, I don't think we're in New York anymore. Last thing I remember was a bright light and a tumble through a portal. So Herman Schultz is obviously the Shocker. I told you not to fool with the tech as we were heisting at Marco. Flint Marco, Sandman, who knows what Stark and R&D was working on. This tree signs West 37th and 11th, but then in Convention Center, I see floating. So Stark R&D just sounds like, obviously, kind of like the heist that obviously the Shocker was a part of with the Vulture in Homecoming. So again, does that in the comics too, but I just think I like the connections there. If it's New York in the middle of mayhem, I'm always looking for some other Sinister Six pals. See, there you go, you're full of ideas today. We're rounding up the six or more, and we can find them and figure this place out. So they just jumped right into the battle realm. They don't know how. From a rooftop, Sandman and Shark observed the new and strange surrounding with floating asteroids and possible sites. Obviously, the battle realm, pretty much we see floating asteroids literally every day. Like, I mean, even behind, how our map is placed out. It's literally an amalgam of different multiverses and universes and parts and bits of, it's one of the coolest. I love the battle realm. This feels multiversal-ish. You've dealt that stuff before. Same world, but different twisted timelines and other dimensions. So this is pretty cool, actually. So he says, I've scattered across a beach once. My mind was split into whole different people, though that may have just been a dream. Which is actually a reference to comics. I totally forgot about this, by the way. So he basically, he was scattered different personalities. You had like a baby, you had like a really buff dude, and you had like a chick. And Sam was like, what? So yeah, it was pretty funny. And he also says scattered across, which did kind of happen in the comics a couple years ago. So that's, maybe that or a different reference to both, but pretty cool. I always like comic references, even if I don't pick on them immediately. Just then, devious deals while the two spider folk far below them in an alley. Spiders seem to be a heated argument. Yeah, something like that. Maybe open demonstration of skills. So they're like, all right, let's attack them and show we're showing business. All right, so it's Miles and Gwen talking because we need them to be there. This is why. You think all this power comes with nowhere? You don't think they didn't have a plan? The spider totem certainly had a plan, but one they'd never tell us. Not fully. I'm glad to be free of the web of their weirdness. So obviously, this is actually a reference to the Web of Destiny. The Web of Destiny was destroyed in October of last year when Spot came to the game. Now, if you've watched Cross Spider-Verse, there's actually kind of a connection there when, Spider-Man 29, Miguel talks about canon events, which if you haven't seen that, in canon events, how it can kind of cause incursions, it seems like, or at least the destruction of universes and the Web of Destiny, which is so cool that, I don't know if Kabam got details of the movie or they just were on the same page, but yes, Miguel's afraid of the Web of Destiny being destroyed in Across Spider-Verse, and the Web of Destiny was destroyed with Spot and Spider Supreme in October last year, in the contest at least. And obviously the contest is kind of like, it's outside, it's kind of like a weird thing where it's not connected to the other multiverses, or the MCOC comic multiverse. It's its own thing in 517, which is pretty cool. Alright, and obviously it seems like Miles wants to bring them back, and Gwen doesn't. Without them, you just be Gwen Stacy, bored typical New Yorker, or worse. How many people have they allowed you to help? They gave us the power. They gave us responsibility. Yeah, so it's kind of like, when they explain the Web of Destiny, it's basically every Spider-Verse and every Spider person is bitten in its destiny that they are chosen by the Spider Gods to become a hero, and then, they have to basically, it's a whole from the comics. That's why I thought Moreland was coming. I never thought Spot would become this multiversal villain, and be such a threat to the multiverse. That was Moreland's thing. And it seems like Spot's kind of replaced him, which I'm fine with, because Spot was like a joke villain to a dude who became a multiversal threat. Like, that's just such a glow up, and I love it. But it's kind of cool. I mean, I glad that they're arguing. You know, you have so many different Spider people from different backgrounds, so many Spider people from different worlds, and you know how they, you know, do you want to be a slave to? They basically were slaves to the Spider people, the slaves to the Spider totems. You know, even though it gave them their powers, they still have the powers now. It doesn't mean they need to serve them. No theories, Gwen's plan. Some of them have been talking. They want to connect to the web of fate and destiny again. What, are you serious? Are you just going to casually drop a bomb like that and expect me to be okay with it? Look at these kids come out for a dance. Mind if we cut in? Again, I wonder if this is like his like mystery synergy where it's talking about homecoming crash, homecoming dance. You know, I hope that's Silk reference. You know, in his mystery synergy. But you know, obviously him, the Shocker, and Vulture crashed the homecoming, which Silk was at. Who I hope is coming to the game, which would you know, connect to this event. But we'll see. Could be the Tinkerer people have mentioned. I don't have time for bad jokes and stupid fights, Miles. Get your head sorted before someone who cares about you is forced to make a difficult decision. Ooh. Again, it feels like Across the Spider-Verse. You want to web something? Try and tie up a sandstorm, you little twerp. Sounds like a fun challenge. Bring it on, you beach bum. Again, that's from the like. I just like that. Even if that's not a direct comics thing, he's definitely been called that. And I just love spider banter. It's not my fault I got distracted by our weird stalker superfan in spacesuit. Obviously, us, the summoner. Oh, thank God you see them too. I was wondering who that silent weirdo was. Did they throw down in the last fight? Kinda. It's hard to describe. I just feel them watching us, even right now, just listening to us talk. Hey, if they want to talk, if they want to help, throw some punches that aren't getting in the way. This is hilarious. Like, I don't think we've like directly, like, sure, you know, we're the summoner, we're here, and like Karina and Egon and, you know, other people talk to us, but it's not like they don't directly like talk about how they feel about us. And it's just Sandman being like, he's like weirded out by us, like we're, because it's like we're seeing their dialogue on a screen, and he's like, oh, I can see their eyes, like they're listening to us talk. It's really cool. I think that's kind of genius way to tell that, and really do. It's really cool. All right, we could tell folks we destroyed the spider jerk so bad that all the life was over the web. What lie? Who's going to be able to tell if there's one more Spider-Man in town? I love it. All right, so it seems like they come across Doc Ock, and he's just like, you guys are losers. And he was tracking the spiders before they kind of interrupted, and they were like, well, you should join us and be part of it. And Doc Ock says, do you look like segmented arachnic appendages? No, they are clearly mechanized tentacles, one of the ways for maximize. Yeah, he's basically saying you're not even like a real Optimus. You sure you're not a spider? Which is probably a reference to obviously Doc Ock and Superior Spider-Man, where Doc Ock took Peter Parker's body and became Superior Spider-Man, who actually is returning to comics, which is really interesting because, again, a lot of people thought Superior Spider-Man was joining the game this year, even in April. They thought it was a hero and a villain, and so Superior Spider-Man coming to the game would be pretty sick because it would be the first Spider-Man with the Iron Spider legs that come from the back. It's really interesting if we get that. I'd love it. With that, Dr. Octopus uses mechanized limbs to climb off. You think you can snub me like that on some sort of punk? You got some hurt coming, Doc. Sandman glances about the landscape, but barely a single building stands on damage. Dark, angry clouds on the horizon seem to be growing even closer. So obviously, you know, Galactus destroyed, you know, all the way back in February last year, Galactus entered the Battle Realm and destroyed Hell's Kitchen, which is basically New York of the Battle Realm, and this is they're kind of in the Fallout area of it. What do you think, they radioactive spider blood or something? Oh, I love this. I would have played the clip if it wasn't copyrighted, but yes, man, the 90s Spider-Man show, it goes radioactive spider blood, and in the intro song, and if it wasn't copyrighted, I'd do it, which is some pretty cool. I just love it. Exactly how we have a few radiation hotspots check. Likely spider hideouts or hives. Where do you spiders live? And placed back in Queens, they mostly live around drains, showers, as regular spider sideshow. He's pretty dumb. Do you see Spider Totems, multi-leg goo beasts made of teeth and horror? That's who you want to throw in with. Again, these spider gods are basically from the motion comic. The last motion comic we got was back in October last year, and those spider giant beasts are those, is what he's talking about. Which obviously Spider Scream and Spot destroyed. You just don't understand them. You were seeing them, and even though you said you just don't understand them, you were seeing a shimmer of them, an illusion. They are so much more than what they first appear. You'll have plenty of time to chat with them once we bring them back. Actually, advice: you've never seen a horror movie? The monsters are gone. The sequel always starts with some stupid thinking they can resurrect them. It's not resurrection; it's reconnection. There are no more monsters than we are. This is interesting. So the Web of Destiny is what connects each spider person. So if the web got destroyed, I guess it's not saying the spider gods died. It's just that we lost. There's no connection between the spider heroes and the spider gods to the spider totems. But this is more of a reconnection, rebuilding the web. So it's kind of interesting. I didn't really expect that. I just kind of assumed, oh yeah, the spider totems the spider gods would die or something. But it just seems like they're just trying to reconnect, not necessarily and rebuild the web. But the web isn't like a life or death of the spider gods, I guess. So I wonder what you're trying to do. Better get a name tag or something. We're gonna have everyone silent treatment. Speaking of name tags, are we sure that last guy was Spider-Man? This is pretty funny because obviously, Night Monkey, Spider Monkey. He's got the shield logo. That's hilarious. All right, my turn to show up. So this is obviously Quentin Beck, the Mysterio, who's a special effects artist, which is pretty cool. And he's just like, I'm here to show off. Oh, the broken Spider-Verse. Now there's a story worth telling. Gather around my former friends. I'll leave with an epic tale of woe. This reveals the tale of the web of fate and destiny, holographic illusions of enchantment, and stories swirled around the symmetry. I'll be able to gather all I do have reliable sources. They're a mystical web that connected all pesky spider people spun into being terrific spider totems. This web connected across dimensions and time binds humans and power and purpose. I'll give them many things while calling web swing and spidey sensing, but it took from them. It changed the path of their lives forever. Suffer they lost loved ones. They served only the will of their totem. So finally, one wicked little magic spider decided to cut strings. Now they battle a war between those looking to once again be caught in the web and feel its power, and those looking to swing on their own path. Yeah, this is so cool. I like I said, a kind of a connection to the Cross Spider-Verse with like the Web of Destiny and canon events. When canon events, like they said, they suffered, they lost loved ones. Those are canon events, which if you've seen across Spider-Verse, it's really cool, man. It's really cool. And so it's interesting. They says caught in the web and feel power. So again, do they have powers or not? I'm assuming they do, but they just don't have like. I don't know, like a Spider-Verse connection, to each other, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like that. Sorry, and then Shocker's like, sorry, I got none of that. I was really focusing on the projection tech. And Mysterio is like, are you serious? This is why no one wants to work with you, Shocker. You lack focus. You're more clown than criminal. And this is hilarious too. I got most of it. You're saying there's a power vacuum. The spider people are looking for someone to fall. That could be us. Mysterio's like, that is so distinctly far from a single thing I was saying that I have become genuinely concerned for your mental health. Now that is hilarious. That's my favorite line in the game. No. I'm not having fishbowl full of smoke as my leader. I'm going in. I'm going to be in charge. All right. You denied Da Vinci his brush Mozart at the piano. That's what you do. You deny me my magnificent expectations. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I really like that. Man, the Sand is about to hit. So okay, this is cool. This is where we fight Sandman. And this is really funny. Look at this. So he says, I hate it here, Summoner. I want you to know that the way I'm made, I can feel every rock, every piece of grit, every scrap of sand around me. Here, it's all wrong. And then he's like, sand is usually just a part of me I barely think about, but this place, it's coarse, it's rough, it's irritating, it's everywhere. I hate it. It's a connection to this.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
So cool, man. I just love that they do a little Star Wars meme right there. This battle of yours makes me so very aware that I'm broken. It makes me reckon with monsters that become in every grain of sand. It's really interesting. I'm really curious on how Sandman will continue. But yeah, I love the Star Wars reference. The very soul itches in this place. I want nothing more to leave. But if I can leave hell, I'll be happy to take that devil and ruling over. I'll be happy to taking out the devil and ruling it over. All right, this is over. I'm going to do some sort of award, Flint. This is truly a moving monologue. Shut up, Beck. Everyone shut up. Let's fight. Sam, I believe you've been enjoying spending time in my workshop, but keep immaculately clean to ensure my tech stays in top function. Now, a speck of ice or a stray alien rock in the whole space. It may assist you to acclimate to this new world. Shocker, someone I say this from the bottom of my heart. I hope one of you destroys the other one. Fine, next time if some weird silent guard in the multiverse uses their friends to punch you, I'll help happy. I'm gonna sort my head out and see what kind of life I can make here. So this is kind of cool. Sandman's not necessarily a villain. He just made bad choices, and his life of crime led him to becoming a villain. But then he just kind of like stops being a villain. It's kind of like an anti-hero type of person, where sometimes he helps a villain, sometimes he helps the heroes, which I've always liked about his character. I mean, dude joined the Avengers and obviously helped in No Way Home, which is pretty awesome. So I'm excited for that, to see where Sandman comes. And obviously, he really wants to escape. And it's really interesting on obviously the whole entire battle realm wants to escape, but we can't. And the whole reason Galactus came to the battle realm is so everyone could escape, because he would destroy the barrier. And we assume Galactus would destroy the battle world, and that would, the heart of the battle realm, the heart of the battle realm, and then everyone would escape. He entered the battle realm, a year ago, and close to a year and a half ago, right? And they're wrapping up the story this year, hopefully, and maybe this will kind of connect to that. But at least the Web of Destiny and Across Spider-Verse connections is really cool. I really like how this basically is a part 2 to October's event, and I'm really excited, especially if we get another Spider-Verse event too. I mean, we should be getting another one. We should be getting, hopefully, like I said, Silk, and maybe she connects with someone else. Either that's Tinkerer or that's a teammate of hers in the comics, or if it's another villain. I would love to see it and where the story continues. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right, I hope you guys all enjoy this video. Peace out, everybody.